Your brain has been hijacked, not by accident, not by genetics, not by fate, by your habits. Every time you reach for your phone without thinking, every time you delay what you know you should do, every time you choose comfort over effort, you are training your brain to be weak. You are wiring yourself for distraction. You are wiring yourself for hesitation. You are wiring yourself for average. And the scariest part is this didn't happen in one moment. It happened slowly, quietly, daily. One scroll turned into hours. One excuse turned into a pattern. One delay turned into your identity. You tell yourself you'll focus tomorrow. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready. You tell yourself you just need motivation. But the truth is, your brain has adapted to comfort. It has learned that distraction is easier than discipline. It has learned that avoidance feels safer than responsibility. Your brain is not broken, it is trained. And right now, it is trained to betray you. It pulls you toward easy pleasure. It pushes you away from hard effort. It convinces you to stay where you are, even when you hate where you are. You feel it every day. You sit down to work, and suddenly you need to check something. You start something important, and suddenly you feel tired. You know what needs to be done, but you don't do it. This is not random. This is conditioning. You have rehearsed distraction so many times that it has become automatic. And here is the hard truth you need to accept. You did this. Not your parents, not your environment, not your circumstances. You. Which means something powerful. You can undo it. Your brain is not fixed, it is plastic. It changes based on what you repeat. Every action you take is a vote. Every decision you make is a signal. Every moment of discipline or weakness is shaping who you are becoming. Right now, your brain is wired for comfort, but it can be rewired for focus. It can be rewired for power. It can be rewired for self-control, but only if you stop negotiating with yourself. You cannot rewire your brain while living the same way. You cannot build focus while feeding distraction. You cannot build discipline while obeying comfort. You must break the pattern. This starts with something simple, something uncomfortable. Doing what you said you would do, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because your brain is always watching. It is always learning. When you quit, it learns quitting is acceptable. When you delay, it learns delay is safe. When you avoid, it learns avoidance is normal. But when you act despite resistance, something changes. You create a new signal. You teach your brain that action happens regardless of emotion. This is where power begins. Not in motivation, not in inspiration, in obedience to your own word. Most people never experience this. They live their entire lives controlled by feelings. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel bored, they quit. If they feel afraid, they avoid. They are not in control. Their emotions are. And their brain learns this pattern. It learns weakness. You must become different. You must act even when it feels wrong. You must sit down and focus when your mind screams for distraction. You must finish what you start when your body wants to escape. You must stay when every part of you wants to run. Because this is how you rewire yourself. Not in one moment, but in thousands of moments. Small moments where you choose discipline over comfort. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen a new pathway. Every time you focus, you reinforce control. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you build power. At first, it will feel unnatural. Your brain will resist. It will try to pull you back into old patterns. It will tell you this is too hard. It will tell you this can wait. It will tell you this doesn't matter. But this is the moment that defines everything. Because most people listen. Most people obey that voice. Most people stay weak. But you don't have to. You can sit there and do the work anyway. You can stay focused anyway. You can move forward anyway. And when you do, something incredible happens. Your brain begins to adapt. What once felt hard becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes routine. What once required effort becomes automatic. This is how identity changes. Not through words, through repetition. You are not defined by what you want. You are defined by what you do daily. If you act like someone with focus, you become someone with focus. If you act like someone with discipline, you become someone with discipline. If you act like someone with control, you become someone with control. Your identity is not something you find, it is something you build, one decision at a time. Right now, you may not trust yourself. You may have broken your own promises too many times. You may have told yourself you would change and didn't. That damage is real, because every time you break your word to yourself, you weaken your self-respect. You teach yourself that you cannot be trusted, and without trust in yourself, there is no power. But trust can be rebuilt, not with big promises, with small proof. Do one hard thing today. Finish it. Do not negotiate, do not delay, do not escape. Just finish it. This sends a signal. You begin to trust yourself again. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Slowly, your brain begins to understand something new. You are no longer the person who quits. You are no longer the person who avoids. You are no longer the person who obeys comfort. You are becoming someone else, someone dangerous, someone focused, someone in control. This is not about motivation. This is about rewiring. This is about becoming the person who acts regardless of emotion, because emotions are temporary, but identity is permanent. And every day you delay, you reinforce the wrong identity. Every day you waste strengthens weakness. Every day you avoid makes the next avoidance easier. Time is not neutral. It is shaping you. Right now, you are either wiring yourself for discipline or wiring yourself for regret. There is no middle ground. You cannot wait until you feel ready. You must act while you feel resistance, because resistance is the signal. Resistance is where rewiring happens. Comfort keeps you the same. Discomfort transforms you. This is why most people never change. They never stay in discomfort long enough for their brain to adapt. They escape too early. They return to what is familiar. They remain who they have always been. But you can break that cycle. You can sit in the discomfort. You can finish what you start. You can prove to yourself that you are not controlled by impulses. This is where self-control is born. Not in ease, in resistance. Every second you stay focused when you want to quit, you are building something real, something permanent, something powerful. You are becoming someone your old self would not recognize, someone who does not need motivation, someone who does not wait for permission, someone who moves because they decided to move. This is freedom, not freedom to do whatever you want, freedom from your own weakness, freedom from your own excuses, freedom from the version of you that kept you small. But this only happens if you act now, not tomorrow, not later, now. Because your brain is always listening. What you do next matters. If you stand up and choose comfort, you reinforce weakness. If you stay and do the hard thing, you reinforce strength. This moment is a vote. This moment is a signal. This moment is rewiring you. You do not need to change everything today. You need to prove something today. That you are in control. That you decide. That your brain obeys you, not the other way around. Sit down. Focus. Finish what you started. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's boring. Even if it's hard. Especially if it's hard. Because this is where power is built. Not in the future. Right here. Right now. This is where you stop being a victim of your habits. This is where you become the architect of your mind. This is where you rewire your brain. And once you do, nothing will control you again.